Greetings, everybody. Bob Watts here, RYT500 Registered Yoga Teacher with a specialty in meditation and mindful practices. I wanted to jump on and do a quick video here today just to share about meditation. What is it, why we're doing it, why there's so much talk about it today. I was in a group coaching session the other night, and there was a discussion about adding a daily meditation practice. And I heard a lot of folks share in the room some of my prior misconceptions and misunderstandings about what meditation is. So I'll start with that. Like, when I started, and I had tried meditation, I wanted to meditate, I read the benefits of meditation, and I wanted to give it a try, but I couldn't stop my mind. I thought that I sucked at meditation because I couldn't manage to get my mind to stop. And I don't know where I heard that or what I was thinking, but meditation is not about stopping the mind. It may be more about turning down the volume of the chatter that you have going in your brain, or giving yourself a specific thing to focus, being gentle with yourself when you catch your mind wandering, and then just coming back. That's really all it is. A thought comes up, we bring our attention back to whatever it is we're focusing on, gently and kindly, and then wait until the next thought comes up. So, and then again, something that it's simple in concept, but it's just not easy to carry it out. I also had this idea that it had to be in a very specific way, like I had to be sitting in some lotus position on a cushion with incense burning and music playing in the background, and I had this idea that it had to be in a specific space, in a room, a place, like, I just had this idea of what I'd seen or maybe read, seen pictures of or seen videos of. And that's just not the case either. I'll share in a minute some places and styles of everyday meditation that you can do wherever you are. So it's not stopping the mind, and it doesn't have to be in a specific position or in a quiet place or anything like that. There's thousands of different meditations out there. There are, the way I came into really a formal training was through yoga, which all yoga done authentically is a meditation, from the biggest strengthening class to the slowest guided meditation, like a yoga nidra or sound meditation. All of yoga done authentically is a meditation. Probably the biggest family of meditation is this idea of a single point of focus. So what is that? It's breath-centric. We're coming back to the breath. That's something we always carry with us. We're coming back to the sensation in the body, what's showing up in the body. Those two things are how we use the asana practice, how the positions that we're putting ourselves in show up in our bodies. How our breath is moving with our body's movement. And then sometimes in those classes as well, or some guided meditations in a yoga studio, you might find a singing bowl or sound. I often, with my coaching clients, if we're doing meditation, we'll do ambient sound, just bringing our attention back to whatever's in our environment. And also, I've just recently started my own practice of a walking meditation. I've been walking ever since the pandemic started. And again, it's just not having, not looking at your phone, not listening to an audiobook, not listening to music, but just walking and connecting and exploring nature, just noticing things without running away with a story about whatever it is. And just, again, paying attention to the thoughts as they come up and gently and compassionately bringing those thoughts back to the focus of your environment and where you're walking. So that's what I've been playing around with. And there's tons of apps out there. I first came across a more formalized meditation practice with an app called Calm. It's out there. It's a really popular one. There's an annual fee. I ended up buying a lifetime membership for a while. I know American Express was given a freebie. I don't know if that's still going on. There's also 10% Happier, Headspace, Insight Timer. There's a million of them out there, and many of them have free introductory offers where you can give them a try. And another, so I'd recommend giving that a try. And also another thing I recommend to my clients is pairing your meditation with journaling. So that would mean while you meditate, the thoughts come up, and there might be an overriding thought that continues to come up. Sometimes people get very emotional because some of these thoughts or feelings or emotions that are in there are being suppressed by a busy brain. Let me think about something else. Let me do something else. Kind of an avoidance technique. So it helps to have a journal next to you while you're meditating. Again, it doesn't really have to be anywhere. One of the things that what I suggest to my coaching clients is that they do what I call a daily check-in. I don't even call it a meditation. Meditation sounds too formal, right? So I usually ask folks to pick something that's going to show up in their day. Most often it's an opportunity where you're waiting for something. You're waiting for a stoplight. You're waiting for a Zoom call to start. You're waiting for a meeting to begin. You're waiting in line at the grocery store. All these waiting opportunities. And it can be as short as 60 seconds. So you're at a stoplight. I put my car into park, and I just go through the 3 pieces. What is the state of my body? How does my body feel right now? What's showing up in my body? And this objective look at what's going on in your body without judging or concerning yourself with the whys. We're just noticing how our body feels. So again, turning down the volume of the thought by focusing on the one thing, our body. Then I turn my attention to the breath, without changing the breath, without modifying the breath, noticing the breath, noticing the quality of the breath. Again, no judgment, no right breath, no wrong breath. Just bring our attention to the breath. And then just noticing the quality of the thoughts. How busy is my brain right now as I sit at this stoplight? Light turns green, put the car back into drive, and we take off. So I think doing that maybe once or twice a day can be far more valuable and useful than doing a meditation, say, for 45 minutes one time a week. Not that that's a bad thing. There's uses in that and reasons for that. We can discuss that. But doing that daily check-in practice, invaluable. Some of my past clients have talked about, just how useful that's been, and that continued practice. Like anything else, you get into a habit. And who doesn't have 120 seconds a day that they can't spare to decrease stress? And let's talk about that a little bit. Like, why are we doing meditation? Are we trying to get good at meditation? What's the point of all this? We've all been through a very difficult last year and a half with the pandemic, and life has changed as we know it, and is it ever going to be the same? There's heightened stress and anxiety, and that's on top of the already heightened stress and anxiety that already existed in our world, right? Stress has become a pandemic. This anxiety and stress, the baseline of stress, 50 years ago was here, and now the baseline is here. We've just gotten used to it, and that takes its toll on our bodies. So that's probably one of the most talked about benefits, just decrease stress, relieving stress. And here's how that's worked for me, like in my day. Again, this yogic practice or meditation practice is not about getting good at meditation. It's about out there in the real world. And things will magically show up. Not that it's magic, but things will unfold after you've been practicing meditation. It's fascinating to listen to some of my client stories. But I'll just share my own right now. I've noticed that I have found what I call my internal pause button. I used to be very reactive and get triggered very easily by things that people said, and I felt like I immediately had to respond, immediately had to jump in and say my opinion or whatever it might be. And I've learned to slow down. I notice, there's Bob's brain doing that thing that it does, and then I have a better chance at appropriately responding rather than just an immediate reaction. I have an opportunity to think, to notice, to figure out what's going on inside me and what part of the reaction really has to do with me and not the outside world. So that would be this decreased reactivity that I call it. And also, in that same vein, it's catching yourself quicker. It's not that I'm perfect. It's not that I still don't fly off the handle sometimes. I'm Irish. But I'm slower. I have a longer fuse. There's a lot of ways to say that, but it's a slower, giving me an opportunity. I'm slowed down. There's also an increased self-awareness. I'm much more body aware than I was a few years ago before I started a more formalized practice of this. I'm more aware of my breath, and I'm more aware of when I'm having those ruminating thoughts, those redundant and ruminating and unhelpful thoughts, I call them. So anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video and share my experience on this topic of meditation. I'm having a spiritual and yogic retreat in October of this year, October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. My friend Jennifer Nozo and I are putting this on in Sedona, Arizona. We currently are running a discount, so I'll put some information below in the post so you have more information on that. My friend Jennifer is also a yoga teacher and life coach like myself. She has a particular focus, though, in fitness and exercise and that type of thing. So we think the two of us together will give you some good tools to use. I'm also going to be doing a lecture on using yogic tools like meditation and journaling and reflecting and mantra creation to decrease anxiety in your life. So again, I'm Bob. Love you guys. Peace out. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye now.